Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's TK here. I have another speed build for you all. I am currently building in the new eco lifestyle world, but for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the actual world. I have to go back and check it out. I can't remember at all what the name is. And anyway, I decided to do like a container home build, which if you think about it, technically I would use a total of 6 containers when I did this build. It ends up coming out to what's looking like 6 containers, with a basically like a container that is all bare and it's just a greenhouse. So there is a greenhouse in this on this property at the very top, and I mean I love the way it came out, and I think you guys will too. Um, Anyway, so the inspiration for this build, I mean, not only came from me watching other speed builds of some of my other favorite, speed build simmers, but also I had a dream about this build. Believe it or not, I literally went to sleep, had a dream, and this build was in my dream. I'm like, okay, well, how am I gonna recreate this? So I was like, okay, I'll do it as a container build. What really stood out in the dream was actually the balcony area that you see on the second floor. That's what stood out to me. That's what I wanted to build. So that's why I opted for this container home style type build. I really like the way it came out. Actually, this is one of perhaps my favorite builds that I've done so far, in The Sims. I think that's largely part to the due to the fact that we did get eco lifestyle. Um, I know some people are kind of disappointed about it. I mean, I kind of wish we had some new kitchen counters and stuff because we didn't have any new kitchen stuff that came in with this expansion pack. So I think it should have been like a game pack versus an expansion pack. But I understand it's like a new world, and I get it. But anyway, I used a lot of eco lifestyle stuff from this pack, and really I really wanted it to be eco-friendly. Like, I mean, if I'm building an eco lifestyle, let's go for it. Let's go for eco-friendly. Build this container home. Let's do it. So that's what I did. I really liked the way, I guess they're called rebar. Yeah, no, I think rebar is a small, skinny one. I'm not sure. But like these big metal pieces, I really wanted to use them as like the siding around the house, and then also to hold up the balcony, from the level floor. So right now you see me trying to figure out the siding because it wouldn't go all the way around the house, and I'm like, why are you not going all the way around the house? It's ridiculous. So I I end up figuring it out though. And the way I do that is I end up placing half walls on top of the container homes, I guess you can say. Um, it looks like fencing on top of the homes. You'll understand what I'm saying when you see it, but I do mess with it a little bit, to try to see if I can get the siding all around the house. And it was driving me crazy. I'm like, I don't know why this isn't working. I don't know, but I end up figuring it out. I'm like, okay, I'll go for this. But right now, I'm sort of moving around the third container, right? The third container, and it's it I placed it, so I actually opted to going back to where it was originally placed, because when I was trying to move it around, it just would not work for me. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I will keep it where it was originally and not bother it, and we'll just go with it. So that's what I ended up doing, is just keeping it back in its place. So right now, after I got the initial layout of how I wanted this house to be, I'm going to start placing the windows and doors. And I did use almost all my windows and doors are from Eco Lifestyle. So I did use a lot of Eco Lifestyle for this build. So if you don't have that expansion pack, you probably won't be able to download this from the gallery, and I'm sorry, but I really wanted to use Eco Lifestyle because it is a new expansion pack with a lot of new stuff, and I wanted to try that out. So I do want to warn you that some of my footage of me placing the windows though got cut. I don't know what happened, and it ended up disappearing. So I really don't know what happened to the footage. I tried to find it, couldn't find it. I think I probably just wasn't recording like I thought I was. So there's no footage of me placing the actual windows, but that's okay. You end up seeing what windows I placed. The only windows that are not a part of Eco Lifestyle are the spa day windows that I used for the greenhouse, and you'll see that towards the end of the video because I didn't decide to add that greenhouse until the end of my build. Literally almost my whole build was done, and then I'm like, I'm gonna add a greenhouse. So you'll see that towards the end. And then this is when I figure out to put the half walls on top of the, I guess, the roofs. I guess you can call it the roof, or like just on top of the container homes. I'm doing air quotations when I say this, like as if you can see it, but like putting these half walls on top of the container homes. And that's when I found out that I can now put the siding of the metal rebar, I think it's rebar, I'm gonna go with that, around the entirety of the house. And I liked the way that it looked. Some people don't like that, but I quite enjoyed the way that it looked, and so I kept it. Obviously, if you don't like it, you don't have to keep it if you download this from the gallery. And then the balcony area on the second floor had this, because I didn't want I guess the second story container build to be flush with the first story one. I had this weird little gap on the balcony, right between the stairs and the wall of the second container home. So you see that, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to extend that, and I mean, you really can't. I mean, I could have put maybe a door because the second floor is the living room and the bedroom, so I could have put a door that was leading from the bedroom out onto the balcony, but it was literally one tile wide, so it wasn't much of like a, you know what I mean? I felt like they could just go through the living room and be fine. So it's just that awkward space there that, I don't know, maybe you could put like a bike there. I mean, if you want. I didn't put a bike. And now I think about it, maybe I should go put a bike there because the Sims that live here are kind of active. So I should have put a bike there. Would have been a good space for a bike. Good little storage space. But yeah, so I'm placing fencing around the balcony area, and I do end up changing the tall fencing to the fencing that I'm using now on the front and on the stairs, because I sort of like the idea of having that privacy, but then I didn't like it. I don't know. I just didn't like the way that it looked. So yeah, now you see me changing it to the small fence, and I was going to leave the back fence, that tall one from Eco Lifestyle, but again, I opted to change that and go with the smaller fence, that I had placed around the other sides of the balcony area, or the patio, however you call it, balcony patio, area on the second floor. And then I'm just looking through some doors and what I can place. I did add. There's basically two doors on the container, the third level container, because I was like, this is a container. This couple who lives here, because two Sims can live here, by the way. This couple who lives here, they wanted a container home, so they wanted to keep the aesthetic of the containers on the outside, and that was like my purpose too. I really wanted to keep the aesthetic of the containers, so I do add, because they do double as a door, so you can use it as a door, but you can't because I put stuff in front of that door on the inside, and you'll see what I mean. But I use the container doors, because for the exterior purposes, because I really wanted it to look like, okay, yeah, this is a container. And then I'm doing the kitchen right now, and I opted to go with this, the butcher's block countertops, because I liked the way that it looked in this build. And I think it really does fit the aesthetic purposes of Eco Lifestyle. So I decided to use the butcher's block one. And there is a huge island in this kitchen. It's a large kitchen. This is one of the biggest kitchens I've done. And it has a formal dining room, with a large dining room table that can sit eight Sims. And I did that because I sort of imagine the Sims that are going to be living here to be, they are eco people, but they like having friends over, and they like hosting parties, and just showing off, what they create, because they're makers. Like, you'll see that I place a lot of candles around this house. because I really want one of the Sims to be a candle maker. There is a gym as well, like a gym craft area that is on the third level. And sorry, you guys, I'm watching my brother as usual, and he's autistic, so he's a bit loud, but just ignore him. He's in the background. He's fine. um, so, yeah, so I have sort of imagined the Sims that are living here to be very active. They have a gym. They have all of their like craft making stuff for eco lifestyle. They're very much about, you know, the environment. They have a greenhouse, for crying out loud, on the top of their house. Like, I mean, who has a greenhouse on top of their house, right? Um, and they have solar panels. They have 3 solar panels that I hide in here. You can't see them. I do shrink them down and put them in this little nook area on the outside of the house, and you'll see me do that. There is a dishwasher. I was so happy to put a dishwasher in here. I actually had a kitchen large enough to do that. Full sink, stove, and a refrigerator. A lot of counter space, probably a lot more counter space than there needs to be, but it was like whatever. Um, and it was sort of bothering me that the kitchen wasn't lining up with the stove, and I really could have moved that island space around, but I didn't, and I should have. But it's fine. Like, it's totally fine. I mean, I'm not even gonna bother about it. But now you see me working on the second floor, and I did have trouble with the floor plan inside the home for the second floor. So that's when I decide to expand out the second floor, and basically make it into 2 container homes so I can have more room for the living room and the bedroom, because I did want 2 Sims to live here, and I'm like, ugh, I'm never going to be able to fit a double bed if I just do it this way. I mean, I probably could have if I kept it the way that I kept it, but I decided not to do that, and just extended it out, and I enjoyed that. And then this is the nook that I was talking about, that I end up placing the solar panels in, and oh, so yeah, I end up getting rid of that container door because I'm like, containers are small. They're supposed to only meant to fit on a certain, like, spot. I mean, I could have put 2 container doors beside one another, but I'm like, for this purpose, for these containers, I think the couple got rid of them. So yeah, I'm just placing some of the windows. And this is where I lost some of the footage of me placing a majority of the windows, and the rest of the doors on the, I think, or no, that was probably, no, it's not. Never mind. Forgive me. Ignore me. Sorry. So yeah, I do extend out the top, the third floor, a little bit, to make it a little bit longer to cover the that area of the second floor balcony, and then I just add a few of the posts, the metal posts there, sort of to keep it hanging up. And this is when I change that fence to that small one, because I'm like, I don't like that fence there. I'm gonna opt to just have it all open. And then this is me trying to extend out the container even more to get rid of that little, that little nook area that just has no purpose. But I decided to keep it anyway. And is this where I work on the dining room? It is. So I did use an eco lifestyle dining room table. Again, it's a big table, can seat 8 Sims, and I decided to have 8 Sims, or I decided to have the table to seat 8 Sims because, like I said, I felt like the couple that would live here very much into having parties, or gatherings with their friends, just to, show off their stuff. And then I start to work on the floor plan again for the second floor bedroom, here soon, trying to figure out where I want the living room to be, where I want the bedroom to be. Originally, it was going to be a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, but I do end up placing a half bath right here in the living room area. And I do, yep, that's where some of my footage got cut. Right there, you saw that. My windows disappeared. That layout disappeared. But yeah, I sorry about that. Anyway, so this is me just doing out the layout. I didn't want to have 6 squares. I was trying to do 2 bedrooms because I wanted to have more than 2 Sims here, like maybe 3 at most. But just I had no room to do anything, so I just opted to have the one big, large master bedroom with the bathroom inside of it, and then I ended up using 5 tiles for the bathroom, which I can get away with using 5 tiles. I was gonna see if I can stick a tub in there, but when I tried to do the tub, it just wasn't working. And then I realized I had the doors there because I originally had a balcony for that one, and I'm like, well, they don't really need doors if there's not a balcony. Don't need them flying off of their own house, so I changed the doors to windows for this. And then this is the living room area that I'm working on now, and that's the half bath. I was seeing if I wanted to put the half bath towards the windows, but I decided to keep it up towards the front of the area. And I was trying to use some eco lifestyle doors, but I don't think, did I use an eco lifestyle door for this? I think I did. I ended up changing that one that I put there and use an eco lifestyle door. So and then I'm trying to find a door for the bedroom, and I didn't want it to be too large and like too over the top, so I did just go for just a simple wooden door for the bedroom. And then I'm furnishing the living room, which I do use the help of a styled room to furnish it because I did want to use a lot of eco lifestyle. So the living room is with the help of a styled room, but the rest of the place isn't. So that's, yeah, that's that. But I do like where I put a lot of the stuff from the styled room in here, just to give it some pizzazz. Again, I need to work on putting more clutter, which, believe it or not, you guys, I put some clutter in here. Like I actually, put it in here to make it look like it was lived in or some way, I'm really proud of myself for that. There's no TV in this house. I thought that the Sims that were gonna live here didn't need a TV. There's no computer. There's no TV. They're sort of disconnected from technology, which I think is what, some people should do every now and then, is to be disconnected from technology. Every now and then it would do some people some good, I think. But yeah, so there's no TV, there's no computer in this room or in this whole house because I feel like they have a lot of stuff to do. They have a gym on the 3rd floor. They have all their crafting space on the 3rd floor. They even have a greenhouse to do gardening on the 4th floor, technically. So I felt as if they really didn't need to have those electronics to be distracted with because they're busy making their things or gardening. And then this is where I do use the eco living door. I'm sorry, can I just say that I absolutely love that we can place windows and doors basically wherever now. Like, it doesn't snap to the building anymore, and we can alt it, and it's amazing, and I love that. And then I place the bed, and full disclosure, I haven't play tested this yet, so I don't know if Sims can get to the bed on either side. I do put 2 bedside tables on them and sort of just fit them in there, but it looks like it looks like there's enough space for the Sims to get in. So yes, 2 Sims can live in this. I thought maybe like husband wife duo, or obviously husband or wife wife, or just boyfriend girlfriend, boyfriend boyfriend, etc. You know what I mean. So now I'm just furnishing the bedroom. It's very minimal in here, except for the bookshelf and some candles and that dresser. But again, it's you can liven it up the way that you want to. And then I'm trying to place the tub in here to see if it'll work in the 5 tile bathroom that I have, and it doesn't, so I just opted for a shower. And I wish Eco Lifestyle came with a shower, but it didn't. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just find one that looks close to it, I guess. We'll see. And then I was trying to use this sink, but I figured that the sink for Eco Lifestyle was more of an outside sink than an inside sink. So I do change it to the Eco Lifestyle sink that I use in the half bath, as well as the same toilet that I use in the half bath. I did, again, use the help of the styled room for the bathroom to place that mirror because I couldn't find it anywhere. And this is where I place just the toilet and the sink. And I think that's pretty much it for this bathroom. I didn't do a lot of clutter in the bathroom this time. It was more so in the gym area and then placing the candles and everything. And then I placed this door for the bathroom right there. You see, I'm using it, and I love that we can do that with the doors and windows now. Oh, yes, it's amazing. Um, and then downstairs, do I go back downstairs? Yeah. So I was looking to see if there's like any wall hangings for eco lifestyle, but I just didn't see any that I liked. So I didn't put any wall stuff on there. I did use sort of like this floating shelf. I thought it would be able to come up on the wall itself, but it didn't. So I did have to raise it using the 9 button, to raise that. And then this is where I placed some candles. I'm like, okay, I kind of want some candles in this place. And I put them on the bookshelf again using the 9 button to raise them up to the level that I want them on. So there's 3 candles on 3 of the shelves that you'll see me do. And then, am I looking for lights? Yeah, I can't forget to put lights in my house. I don't think I did this time. So I think I got lights in every single room in this house. Oh, wait, no. There might not be a light in the gym area. I didn't put a light in the greenhouse because I felt like I didn't need a light in the greenhouse. So I didn't put that in there. But, oh, I really wanted to use these mason jar lights that came with family, I think. I'm not sure. But I did want to use these mason jar lights for the bathroom because I was like, that's kind of rustic. That's kind of like repurposing, items. So I decided to go and use those mason jars for the bathroom in the bedroom. And then this window was driving me crazy. It just would not snap the way I wanted it to. And even when I tried to alt it to bring it over, it was glitching out. So I ended up just moving it back to where it was. Where it was originally was. And then I'm just placing some plants and greenery on the dresser area of this bedroom. And yeah, this is where I started to place the candles. So I have a habit of not zooming in. Sorry about that. I do end up zooming in here though, because I can't even see when I was zoomed out. So I just shrank the candles down from its original size, and I was able to place them on the empty parts of the bookshelf. So there are 3 candles on this bookshelf in the empty parts, and I really like the way that it came out. It gives also extra light in the bedroom. And I did change the candles to 3 different swatches, so they are all different. And like I said, I imagine either the male or female or whoever is in this house, whoever you choose to put in this house, if you decide to download it from the gallery, whoever you choose to be a candle maker, that there is a candle maker in this house. And then I put some candles on the dresser. Again, I raise it up using the 9 key to place it where I want to. And then this plant was just not snapping the way that I wanted to. So I end up just like positioning it even more for it. So yeah, and then I placed the dresser back, and it sort of went out, this came the way that I wanted it to go. And then I placed some more just like clutter on the bookshelf in the living room, and I placed more candles from Seasons. Try to change the swatch so it wouldn't look too like seasonal, I guess, with like the holiday or whatever. So I do place some clutter in the living room on the shelf, in the bookshelf in the living room. And then do I go up to the 3rd floor now? I think I do. Oh no, I fixed that. I don't know what happened. I thought I placed it right. No, 2nd floor. I put some chairs around the bar, and you'll see me like mess around with the chairs in this bar because obviously they snap to the thing, and I was like, well, to the bar area, I guess. And I wanted to place more chairs around than it was, but then I was like, that's kind of excessive, don't you think? I mean, placing that many chairs when I already have 8 chairs for the dining room, like I feel like they didn't need that many chairs at the bar area. So I do end up getting rid of some and just keeping them where they originally snap, and I'm like, okay, I'll go with that. I like that. And then I do place a lot of plants and greenery in the kitchen. I place a lot. And they kept snapping to the countertop, so I had to move them from the countertop and then raise them up and then put them in there. And yeah, no, but they came out good. I like the way that it came out. A lot of succulents. Is that what it's called? Succulents? I think so. I don't know. I don't have a green thumb. Like everything I grab dies. So just plants. I put plants in the kitchen, out in this window right here. So uh, they're all placed everywhere and around, and I did actually end up dropping the potted plant down into the sill of the window a little bit more to make it look more flush to the windowsill. And yeah, I just play around. I really like the way that it came out. I thought it was really cute. Place some wall hangings just to give it a little zhuzh, to zhuzh it up, zhuzh up the place. I like that word, zhuzh. And that's pretty much for the kitchen. I do add some kitchen clutter later on though, like some spices, some dog treats. I kind of imagine that the people who live here also have a dog. I'm a dog person, not a cat person. I'm really allergic to cats, so I've kind of imagined that they have like a dog. But I mean, that's cool if you want a cat in here. Personal preference. um, I can't remember if I place the clutter in now or I go back later to do clutter. No, yeah, or am I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember a lot of the builds that I do, even though I only built it like 2 hours ago. Like when I'm doing this voiceover, this build literally was done 2 hours ago. Anyway, but you see me here putting some room dividers because I wanted the dining room, because it was sort of the formal dining room, to be a little separate from the kitchen area. I thought that the Sims who could live here, that they really hardly use the dining room area unless they had company over, and that they mostly ate at the bar or kitchen island area. Because there's enough seats, obviously. 2 Sims live here. There's enough seats for them to sit there and eat their breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever. So I really wanted it to divide the spaces up and have them separate. So I do use some room dividers to do that. And you guys, I'm so sorry for the background noise. You know, having an autistic brother, he gets kind of loud, and there's really no time for me to do it besides during the day or when he's sleeping. And when he's sleeping, I have to be quieter because I don't want to wake him up, even though he's in the next room over. Anyway, so I do place lights here. I don't forget the lights. It's gonna be like a common theme of me reminding myself not to forget the lights, because there's so many windows in here, like open windows, have a lot of natural light come in. So it's like I don't really need a lot of lights when I build, because I like to use all the natural light that the Sims have to offer. So yeah, I mean it's kind of I don't know, definitely definitely open. Oh no, and now I'm placing the kitchen clutter. When it comes to, yeah, so I do end up placing a lot of clutter here. I put some of the spices here. I don't know, I found these spices and I'm like, oh, I really like those, so I'm just place them on the counter. They wouldn't snap right, and even when I did the all key, I was like, ugh. So I ended up putting them in like this horse shape kind of shape. So I do place some clutter in here in the kitchen, which I was so proud of. You guys, I'm getting better at placing clutter. But yeah, then I place the dog treats because, like I said, I sort of imagine these Sims having a dog, and then place some magazines upstairs in the living room and some wooden spoons. I live in a Hispanic household. Well, more like, you know, it's like mixed culture household, and so we have a lot of wooden spoons that we use to cook with. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the clutter. And then I go to I start working on the outside, or do I go to the 3rd floor now? I can't remember. No, I start working on the 3rd floor. So the 3rd floor is like the gym / craft area. So I do put a candle making station. I don't know what that is. I think it's like a bubbler making station. I tried to fit this in, but I didn't like it, and I decided to do something else. And then I was going to place seating along the walls right there, along the window, the wall with the windows, and place a lot of seating there. But I placed them, and I just didn't like the way that it looked. So you see me put them there, and then I end up deleting them like really quickly. Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't like them. I was like, oh, it's just taking up unnecessary space. So I ended up deleting them. And then I put a yoga mat in here. I was gonna put like that sort of meditation stand on there, but I opted not to. I did put a boxing or punching bag in here, as well as a treadmill. And then on like the patio area, I put a basketball hoop for them to shoot some hoops. So that area could be like a mini basketball court. So it is like a gym slash gonna create some stuff in this area. Um, so yeah, I end up moving that basketball hoop into the corner to have more space, because I wasn't sure how that was gonna work with some of it being inside of the of the actual part of the house. So yeah, so I end up putting that in the corner, and you'll see me do that. And then I go for the ladder because I think this is when I realized, well, I need somewhere how to get up there, but I don't want to use stairs. So I ended up using the ladder from the second floor balcony to go up into the third floor gym creative area. And then that's when my bright head bright idea was like, well, I kind of want to do a greenhouse. Well, not yet, because I wanted to have a glass roof on top of that one. This is where the whole greenhouse came in, because I wanted a glass roof, right? Or I wanted it like half glass, um, half green, or half grass, so I can put the solar panels on that grassy area on top of that. But it when I did it, it wouldn't work. Like there was no way to me, no, I couldn't put like glass on the top of it without making an actual roof. And I guess now that I think about it, I could have used a roof, flattened it, only did it for half, did the grass area, or excuse me, took a roof, flattened it, and then put glass right there. And then the other half I could use like the floor, like the grass for the floor. And I didn't even think about that. Like I totally am thinking about it right now, doing it. Like I should have done that. I didn't even think about that. Well, now I know. Learned my lesson. I hope I understood what that meant. So basically, I could have taken a roof, just did it halfway across, and replaced the roof with glass, and then the other half I could have used the floor tool with the grass and done it that way. But whatever. This mistake ended up getting a greenhouse, so I mean, can't complain too much. So yeah, that's when I decided to do. Oh, okay. Well, instead of just having the top be like their garden area, why not do a whole greenhouse? So I end up replacing the fence with actual walls, and then putting glass windows all around the room, and then I end up placing a whole glass roof. So it's literally a glass greenhouse, and I loved it. I absolutely love the way that it came out. I end up opting to use the spa day windows because I felt like they were much more pristine and clear than the eco lifestyle windows. So I used a whole bunch of spa day windows for this, and then I did the glass roof. I loved that I did this glass roof. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, and that's where the greenhouse came in. And I actually like the way that it looked. When I finished the build and I was starting to take the screenshots, I really did like the way that it looked for the house. Like I really liked, I don't know, I just really liked how it looked and how it came out. The whole aesthetic of the house was really pretty, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed building this. This was perhaps one of my favorite builds so far that I've done. But now you see me placing some stuff in the greenhouse. I do end up putting some of these hanging gardens that came with Eco Lifestyle. I put like a insect farm, yeah, an insect farm in there, and then some planters, so you can go up there, your sim can go up there and plant some plants. And then I do put I think that's a flower making desk, so they can make bouquets or something like that and sell their flowers. So definitely eco-friendly greenhouse that I use. And like I said, and now I'm working on that little nook I told you about. So I end up using the solar panels in here. I end up shrinking them down and using 3 of them. I went for the flat ones at first, but then I'm like, well, I really want it to be sort of like like a planter box, if that makes sense. So I do have the solar panels in here, but I also place some greenery in it, to have it sort of be like a live box, with plants and the solar panels. So they are kind of hidden, in that little nook area, so it's not too like in your face. Like the solar panels are there, but it's not in your face on the house, because I didn't think it was a good idea to place them on top of the glass roof, like even in real life. So I sort of hid them away in this little nook area that needed to have something in it, because it was just there, and I was like, well, there's nothing in there and I need to put something in there. So that's what I decided to do, and that's what I opted to do, is just place some plants in there along with the solar panels. And I really like the way that it came out, and I thought it was really cute. And you can't really see the solar panels from the outside, which I enjoyed. I liked that you couldn't see the solar panels, but they are there. So, and then I think I start to work on the second floor balcony. So they don't have like a yard. I thought that maybe perhaps the soil around the house wasn't like inhabitable soil, or wasn't good soil for planting. So I wanted them to have a, sort of like a floating yard. So I end up placing a hot tub. Again, these Sims are very much like sim friendly. They like friends, having people over. So I end up placing a hot tub and a few lounging chairs for the sun, and then a grill as well. I also put the dog's like feeding bowl, and then some toys, or like the toy box for the dog, out here on this floating yard. And I end up moving the grill over, like, so I end up moving the chairs over a bit, and then placing the grill in the corner, and then the corner that the grill is in now is where I stick the hot tub. And I think I move that around right now. Yeah, because I'm like, I kind of want a hot tub in here. I don't know. I like hot tubs. I've never had one, so I was like, oh, I want a hot tub. So yeah, I was like, but I really want the grill in here too. So that's when I moved the chairs over to be more under the sun in case you want to sunbathe, and then move the grill over so these Sims really can have a party and entertain. And we're almost done with the build, you guys. I do remember to place my mailbox. And then, so this, I don't know what I was doing here. What I was trying to do was have the house sort of built on this concrete slab, and I was going to use the terrain tools to do the concrete slab, but I didn't like the way that it looked, and you see me add it and then completely delete it. But before we get to that, I actually start putting the exterior of the house on, and it's amazing. And I loved it. I mean, I love that it was all container on the exterior. And but now you see me doing that concrete right there. And I did it, and I was like, I mean, it looks kind of good, but then I end up deleting it all, and it was just, ugh, I didn't like it. Yeah, and then I just delete it, and I pretty much am finished. I think I add a mailbox here, and then just put and start working on the interior. I do opt to go for this flooring, this eco living or eco lifestyle flooring, along with eco lifestyle wall in the build. So it's a lot of eco lifestyle in here. But after that, that's pretty much it, you guys. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and you are about to see the thumbnails here, the shots of the house here in a minute. And I do end up changing the name to the shipping greenhouse, because you have that big greenhouse on the top, and I loved it. But yeah, if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you all soon. Yeah, bye.